to them. They just don't know how to identify it. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yes.
what you did when you came in board. So I'm gonna take you, if you don't mind, I'm gonna walk you in. Can I be your first? Very user friendly for you. So this is the page, right? You're gonna come in there. This is Champions Academy, the Championship Academy, aka known as the Champions Bundle. And what's in this? This is the future process in which you will develop elite training camps like anyone that you can think of. I don't care if it's Robert Garcia, Derek James, Freddie Roach. If you were to say, I got something for you, and you were to put that in front of them for their camps, they'd be like, oh my gosh. Because everybody's in a position where they're trying to learn how to do it in a way that they don't have to really think as hard. But we always think harder is better, or at least it's comfortable, because we don't want to do preparation work. This is your preparation work. Just say you did this work, it would have taken you 20 years from beginning to end. Like the real stuff, you had to learn it, and you had to actually go through it, and you had to be tested. So here's what happens when you walk directly into Champions University, my friend.
Gotcha,
You
coach.
got your
Gotcha.
footwork. We got it laid out really nice and sweet. All you have to do is click on it, and it takes you directly into the portal of your footwork. And here's your masterful footwork, volume one. These are your entire teachings. These are the ones that you see when you say, I need to educate myself. This is what happens in social media. See, they see the clip, but they don't see the education behind the stuff. You feel me? So
Yes.
if you go into this, it takes you directly into the full teaching, and you learn from the rooter to the tutor what that is.
Gotcha,
And the
coach.
second one, you go into your next volume, you click in. This is a full teaching of all of these different variables. And this is the geometry of the box step. This is a science fair. That's Ray Armendariz. He's one of the world's top referees. You got him, Jack Reese, all of those guys, they're in the same family. Here we have Haley Zell, the niece of former world champion Tony Zell. She's on the board at the for amateur boxing in New York City, in the state of New York. And so we had these individuals on the show, um, doing it, some things for you guys to get some behind the scenes on the coaching. What are officials looking for, really? And it's a lot of leg up kind of scenarios where you get a little advantage. Then, and that's all through, you have world class people feeding you and teaching you how the industry works. So you'll know exactly how the sport of boxing works from a judge's standpoint, from a referee standpoint, and also from the top world officials. And he was
Mm,
even Olympic as well, but
interesting.
professional now. So now you go to the mid masters. You got the mid master series all the way at
My
the
name is Coach
beginning.
Eric.
Bam. I mean, you learn the most fundamentals of fundamentals, and these are the teachings. And then the mid master 3 and 2, you learn how to do the mauling tactics. There's so many different lessons and behind the scenes and methodologies, the methods. And you're learning what giants learn. I mean, you're gonna learn how to do things in ways that people aren't prepared for them. And the Mid Master 2 is one of my favorites because it's loaded with all kinds of different skill drills. You know, it's teamwork, it's different kind of drills that you'll start doing with your guys that will totally, like, you can do circuit training with them all, and they all stay active. It's just so many awesome drills that will be your go to
Mhm.
in certain particulars.
I
And
like
then,
that.
like I said, you get into the science of counterpunching. Same thing. It's just depth to each one. These are the ones you sit back and get notepads. You got prints of all of these too. They all have their, visuals to them. And then you got art of sparring, which is super deep. There are two series in that. You got art of sparring and art of sparring 2.0, and the resources, science of the run. This is exactly the process you'll follow or suggest to your people when they're in camp, and you'll have data to back it up from universities. Okay, so you're just not saying, "Oh, we're gonna run this far, we're gonna do this." You're doing it like the world class athletes, the Tom Brady's, the Lamar Jacksons and Patrick Mahomes and all of the great athletes. Clean athlete nutrition. Like I said, ours was
Very
story cooked.
important. Very important. Thank you, Coach.
Super important.
Mhm.
Knowing that it wasn't just created and just said, "Oh, cool." No, the methodology behind this is about creating the emptying of the gut, eating as the sun reaches its high point during the day, allowing the body to go through the entire 11-hour cleanse process and getting your body back to avatar state. This is why all of my fighters were always in an 8-pound radius of what their weight class was. They never got overweight. They were always, one sit down on the toilet away from their weight. They never had to go make weight. Even when I was working the amateur rankings. And it was because we had an understanding on food method. How do you go about eating when you're
Yeah.
sitting down eating full meals, the night before weigh-in, and you
Mhm.
got up that morning and ate breakfast and
That's
still was
that
6 ounces.
that's very interesting, Coach. That's one of the things that I wanted to learn because this past fight with another fighter,
Mhm.
uh, it was the day of the fight. He hadn't eaten almost nothing the day before, and we went to a restaurant. He ate some tacos, and I was like, like I said, I'm just in the corner. The real coaches are there, and I'm like, what is he supposed to be eating? And you know,
Yeah,
and then one of the other questions was how much, because I remember when Mayweather said you need to be under the weight, like going up, not overweight and going down, you
correct.
know. And for what I remember, but it's interesting you say with the 8 pounds,
Yeah,
you say they have to be only
yeah.
8 pounds above.
Do you know why?
No, I don't.
Because there's only 3 reasons why fighters lose fights. This is kind
Okay.
of what I'm bringing to the game, a
Yeah.
different perspective on how they're viewing that. The reason why the guy is more than 8 pounds overweight is because he's not living. Number two is lifestyle. You're either overtraining and building the muscles too big for your body to fight, or you're eating, drinking, partying. It's whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Why would you go to the gym 6 days a week and run every day, but you're still overweight? Unless you're consuming an abundance of food that's not required calorically for you to operate functionally on a day-to-day basis. So it can be muscle. Muscle is the same impact on your heart as fat. If you
Yes.
15 pounds of muscle, you 15 pounds overweight.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Doesn't matter
Yes,
what it
coach.
is. The heart don't care. The heart can't detect if it's blood. I mean, if it's muscle or fat. Just heart knows, just strain on it. That's why all of the bodybuilders die like that. Wrestling the time to watch. And this was exactly the kind of conversations that we actually have in our Champions University portal. And we know that that's important because a lot of you out here who are moving athletes along in their career, you want to provide the proper training, and you also want to know exactly what's coming, and you want to prevent any hurdles from knocking you off course. So that's what we do this for. We give you the education that we have so that you can overcome any of those hurdles. Now, you already have the talent. The only thing that you need is a roadmap. And when you have that roadmap, that prevents all of those situations from happening to you. So if this is the kind of content that you see helping you further, then you can take another step deeper and type the word school, and you'll get a message in your inbox, and that's going to lead you directly to our enrollment page. And once you get to that enrollment page, you're 15 seconds away from the trajectory of your career going in an entirely different direction and at warp speed. So that's where people will start to see you in your brightest lights. And then that will allow you to help reach the highest levels of boxing. So if that sounds like you, type the word school. And I'll see you next time in the winner's circle. So long. Peace.